Hi there, this is episode 422 of Rook. Dear Western liberals and left, the mullahs are not your friends. Now, surely some of you already know this, but given the absurdity of what we've been seeing lately, people carrying placards of Ali Khamenei at pro-regime rallies in Western cities, mourning their dear leader as some kind of anti-imperialist hero, and waving the flag of the Islamic Republic as if it's a beacon of progressive freedom, a reminder may be in order. A message to the leftists: the mullahs are not your friends. Look, we get it. You've made it very clear you don't like Trump, you don't like Netanyahu. Anything that feels like Western military intervention triggers a reflex, and anything anti-American feels satisfying. But opposition to the U.S. does not automatically make someone a champion of justice. Sometimes it just makes them another tyrant. And the clerical regime in Iran is not a misunderstood revolutionary movement. It is one of the most brutally reactionary governments on earth. This is a regime that executes gay people, imprisons women for showing their hair, shoots teenagers in the streets for protesting, funds militias across the Middle East, and jails and executes journalists and artists and students and doctors for telling the truth. If that sounds like a progressive ally to you, it might be time to revisit the syllabus. Dear Western liberals and left, the mullahs are not your friends. And this strange romance is not new. In 1979, large segments of the global left also convinced themselves that the Islamist revolution in Iran was a kind of anti-imperialist awakening. Western intellectuals flew to Tehran to meet Ayatollah Khomeini. Some described him as spiritually enlightened. Others imagined an exotic new form of revolutionary democracy. Within months, the executions began. Leftists were jailed. Women were forced into compulsory hijab. Universities were purged. Political parties were banned. And eventually, liberal nationalists and communists and leftists and progressive intellectuals were all dead. The revolution devoured the very people who helped romanticize it. History tried to warn us: the mullahs are not your friends. Now look, you don't have to support war. You do not have to vote for Trump. You do not have to support Israeli policy. All of that is your democratic choice. But pretending the Islamic Republic represents liberation or resistance or progressive politics is not moral clarity. It is ideological laziness and blindness. And worst of all, it abandons the very people who actually share many of your values. The Iranian people, men and women fighting for freedom, students risking their lives, citizens demanding democracy. They're not carrying portraits of mullahs. They're trying to get rid of them. Dear Western liberals and left, the mullahs are not your friends. And the sooner that becomes obvious, the sooner the world might finally stand on the right side of history.